Hello, everyone. Welcome to Design Your Life, the 30-day yoga journey, day 7. We're already a week in. The theme of this class is to figure out, what do I need right now? Which is a question that can be hard to ask ourselves in the moment. But this class is designed to help you break out of whatever flow of thoughts, whatever maybe turtling or spiraling you're doing, so that you can get to maybe a slightly better spot. Make sure you have a journal for this class, but we're going to begin in a wide-legged child's pose. So we're going to move through a couple yin postures. I'm going to ask you a couple questions to ponder in those yin yoga postures, and then we'll finish with some journaling. So if you want any props, grab them. But otherwise, like I said, we're beginning in child's pose. And here in your child's pose, we're just going to start with a very simple question. What are you feeling? If you came to this class as part of the 30-day yoga journey, just reflect on what you're feeling right now. No judgment, no negative or positive bias. Just look at what you're feeling. If you came to this class because you are trying to figure out what you need, I want you to pinpoint a specific emotion, maybe one that is overwhelming or the strongest thing that you're feeling right now. Try to name it to the best of your ability and try to feel it in your body. We don't need to go super deep here. This is a short class, but a little bit of reflection, a little bit of non-judgmental reflection can hopefully begin to walk you towards the path of feeling a little bit better and figuring out what you need. That's the goal of the class today. So enjoy the rest of this pose and try to pinpoint, what are you feeling right now? And then rest in that feeling to the best of your ability. Gently press yourself up out of your child's pose. And from here, we're going to come into crocodile pose. And if you have a blanket, you can roll it up or a bolster and place it underneath your hips. If you don't have a blanket or a bolster, don't worry about it. You can just lay yourself right down onto your belly on your yoga mat. You can rest your forehead on your hands or on your arms, whatever's most comfortable, but we want to encourage a long spine here. Begin to breathe. Release whatever that feeling was that you just named. Know that it is okay to be feeling it, and we'll readdress it in a minute. But here in this crocodile pose with your eyes closed, all I want you to do is begin to list things you're grateful for. And if you just rolled your eyes at me, that's okay. Humor me just for the short duration of this pose and list things that you're grateful for. They don't have to be super big. They don't have to be super monumental. It could be that you're grateful just to be doing yoga with me right now. It could be that you're grateful that you have a yoga mat to do yoga on at all. Or you could do gratitude for the bigger things like your house, your car, your job, your partner, your family. Just begin to list things off one by one. Doesn't matter. Just sort of a running list of things that you are grateful for right now. And it's okay if it's hard. Just keep trying. And go ahead and press yourself up out of crocodile pose. You can move, if you had a blanket or a bolster, you can set it aside for now. And we're going to come into butterfly next. So bring the soles of your feet together, let the knees splay out wide. If you want to use blocks underneath your knees here, do so. And if you feel comfortable folding forward, you're welcome to do that as well. One thing I love to do in butterfly pose is to bring a block underneath my forehead. It helps the whole rest of my spine and hips to relax. So if that's something you'd like to try here, go for it. Now that you've made your list of what you're grateful for, you can release that thought. The question I want you to ponder in this yoga pose, in this yin butterfly hold, is to go back to what is it that you're feeling? And I want you to ask yourself the question, what is making me feel what I'm feeling? What is the source of that feeling? What is the outside influence, or maybe the internal thought process, or the event or frustration that is making me feel what it is that I'm feeling? And again, no judgment here. You are simply naming the cause of the effect of your feelings. There's no right or wrong answer here. And I want you to try and refrain from attempting to problem solve it right away. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Right now, I just want you to see if you can narrow it down. And very often the first thing that we say is the cause of our feelings usually isn't. So I want you to examine the first thing that comes to mind and then ask why. And continue to ask why until you've boiled it down to the base of your frustration or sadness or anger or whatever it is that you're feeling. We'll be here for the next couple of minutes as you ask yourself that question. Go ahead and sit up out of your butterfly pose. If you were using any props, you can set them aside. And from here, we're going to move into deer pose. So you can windshield wiper the legs side to side if that feels good, if you need to move a little bit after that butterfly pose. And then from here, we're going to begin with the right leg in front. Left leg. So bring the left leg so it's parallel along the long edge of your mat, and you'll just slide that right knee into the left foot. Twist yourself over to the left towards your left thigh. You can stay up and twisted, or you can come down onto your forearms like I am. If you have a bolster, if you have blocks, you're welcome to use them to support you here. And of course, like always, breathe nice and deep. And the question I want you to ask here, of course, releasing the previous work that you did of kind of narrowing down why you feel the way you feel, we're going to begin to shift it a little bit. I want you to begin to ask yourself, what is something that makes me feel good? And this does not need to be big. In fact, I would encourage you to find something that makes you feel good that's small and manageable and something you could maybe reasonably do today. It could be something simple like a song that you love listening to, or a favorite poem or YouTube video or book or movie. Something very simple. Just something that brings you joy, something that makes you feel good, reminds you of who you are, makes you feel centered. So here in this deer pose for the next number of minutes, think on maybe a couple of those small things that make you feel good. lift yourself up out of deer pose, and we're just going to switch sides. So if you want to windshield wiper the legs once again, you are welcome to, of course. And then we'll move right along to the other side. So this time the right leg will be in front, and tuck that left knee into the arch of the right foot. You'll lift up nice and tall through the spine, twist over that right thigh, and you can stay lifted up or you can fold forward. And while you were here, this is an extension of the previous question. But the question I want you to ponder while you're here in this pose is, what can I do right now to feel good? And maybe this yoga class is the thing that's doing it. Maybe this yoga class is on the list of things that make you feel good, will make you feel better, make you feel a little more centered and grounded. If not, of course, begin to think of what's something easy that you can do when this class is over to make yourself feel good, to feel better about what's going on. It doesn't change what's happening. It doesn't change all of the things that you're feeling. But sometimes for us to move forward, to be able to gain perspective in something that we are dealing with or addressing or struggling through, being reminded that we can feel good is enough motivation to keep moving forward, to keep problem solving, to keep struggling through. So as you're here in your deer pose, think on one simple thing you can do after this class to get you back to that state of feeling okay for a little while. And lift yourself up out of your deer pose once again. Make whatever movements you need. Maybe windshield wiper the legs or give yourself a wiggle, whatever you need. And then from here, we're going to move into journaling. So I like to just cross my legs and use my blocks as sort of a little a little desk to prop my journal up, but find a comfortable position for you. If you want another stretch, you're welcome to come into Sphinx pose for journaling. It's up to you. But for the remainder of class, we'll only be here for a number of minutes. I want you to reflect back on the questions that I've asked and you have thought on throughout this class and journal on them. So maybe you want to list the things that you're grateful for. Maybe you want to write the root of what you're feeling. Maybe you want to list out things that feel good so you have a list you can refer to when you encounter not great feelings again. Maybe you want to write out a little intention for yourself to do one thing that will help you feel better and grounded later today. This is a little bit of free writing, so begin writing, and I'll cue you out in just a couple of minutes. Finish your thoughts. Set your journal aside, and we'll finish this class just with one deep breath together. Come to a comfortable seat if you were in a different yoga pose. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. And then bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope this class provided a little encouragement for you, no matter what you're feeling. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe because we've got several more classes in this 30-day journey. And until next time, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.